up? It's the Madman. Checking in, playing around with a couple things, but you know, I had a lot of people send me crazy responses back on the last video I did. You know, I was playing around like I always do, but you know, I got a crazy response. I was getting emails and some messages, private messages on the forum, people asking about, you know, how you remix stuff and how do I sync my samples and all that crazy stuff. So I figured I'd do something on, I don't know, sampling or remixing. I don't care. Y'all take out of it whatever y'all, you know, whatever y'all take out. But this is something I was playing around with last night. Pretty much, I was playing around with some Jay-Z acapellas. Y'all hear it come in a second.
It goes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the party about to pop in. It's your boy, yes, that, and I ain't never been in jail. I ain't never pay a nigga to do no dirt for me. I was scared to do myself. I would never tell, even if it means sitting in a cell. I ain't never ran, never will. I ain't never been smacked. A nigga better keep his hands to himself and get clapped for what's under that man's belt.
Alright, you know, y'all get the point, but you know, people ask me how I get the sample to line up and sync and all that. Well, the thing is, you don't sync it. You gotta count your beats. So I mean, what I normally do, I mean, you can put it on the MIDI patch, you can put it on audio phrases. It don't matter, because when you're doing vocals, generally you're not gonna sync it, unless you're doing something special. But like what I did, I just threw it on an audio phrase because it was the easiest thing to do when I imported it. But what I did, I imported the sample. I put on a pad.
It goes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock.
And right now I'm like in the audio phrase. I have an audio phrase part selected or whatever. So
it goes 1 o'clock.
That's the I got pretty much his vocals on one of the audio pads or whatever, audio phrase pads. And I mean, what I did when I brought it in, I mean, the sample was pretty long. I don't know if y'all can see it. No, you can't see it, but pretty much, matter of fact, I'm gonna adjust the screen so y'all can see this. Hope y'all can see. It sucks being your own cameraman, but if y'all can see this correctly, like, you know, what I got this off of was the I don't know where I put it, but actually it might still be in MV. The Black Album acapellas, you know, buy it in the store, a couple dollars, you know, $10, $12, depending on where you go. I got mine from Best Buy. But anyway, you know, what I did, I imported it straight in by using the import function. You know, you hit import and it comes up with the file. You pick CD and then just import the audio straight off. That's how I did it. But what I was saying is that once I imported it, you know, I started from the first verse, or if it's like the hook or whatever, you know, you start off from like the beginning of the sentence. I mean, the way you sync it and the way you catch the tempo, because you don't really want to pitch people up if you don't have to. But if you want to catch the tempo, I mean, what you got to do, on your MV, there's a button that says BPM/tap. You got to find out your tempo. So the way you do that, you hit that button, and like I already know that I had that tempo around 90 on that particular track. But the way I figured that out was pretty much, you know, you could change it to whatever. But what you got to do is play the vocals or whatever whatever you're trying to sample, so, or whatever you're trying to play, you know, whatever you're trying to sync. So, like, I'm gonna play it.
It goes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the party about to pop then. Rockefeller, it's your boy, yes, that, and I ain't never been in jail. I ain't never pay a nigga to do no dirt for me. I was scared to do myself. I will never tell, even if it means sitting in a cell. I ain't never ran, never will. I ain't never been smacked. A nigga better keep his hands to himself or get clapped.
Alright. you know, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, tap it out, depending on what you got your tab tempo set to. You gotta set the quarter notes, half notes, whatever. But you count it out. On average, every time I tap it, you know, I'm bouncing between 87 and 93. So usually that's when I'm off my own tempo. So, you know, I usually pick somewhere in the middle of that, which is about 90. That's what I had it set at. You know. All right, so
it goes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock.
Now, when you do this, you can do it on the MIDI part, or you can do it on the audio phrase. It don't really matter. Either one is pretty much the same. But you know, you could remix in any. Once you find out that tempo, if you got other audio phrases and stuff on your computer, or not on your computer, but on your MV, you can start doing all kinds of stuff. Like you might have loops already in your audio phrase section, and I mean, if you got the BPM sync on, it'll automatically, you know, it'll automatically sync. So, like, give you an example. I'm gonna show y'all stuff that I do on the fly, just so that you know, you know, when I get creative. Let me adjust the screen again, because you don't need to see the screen. Alright, now I'm about to show y'all some crazy stuff. Because remember I said, like, if you got your BPM sync on, your audio phrases will always sync, providing that you already provided the correct, let's see, the correct, if you got the correct tempo set up in your audio phrase, it'll automatically move to whatever tempo you got your track set to. So, like, I got some other sounds in here. Now, like, that already looped. I put, you know, my audio phrase, I generally put, like, whole loops. Sometimes I put, like, you know, almost a whole loop, and that's when I get crazy with stuff, but that's a whole loop. Alright, so I got loops here. So they already set at 90. That's the tempo. So watch this. Let me check something. Alright, watch this, watch this. Alright. Alright, that's, I got it on that pad. Peep this. And one thing important, try to kind of know, if you know the song, if like you heard the original or whatever, and you you know, you try to, you know, just put yourself in the place of the MC, even if you're not, if you can't around, whatever. I don't claim to be around, but you know, I know how the song go, and then you kind of know how the person is rhyming the song, so you can just in your head catch it like when they supposed to come in, like peep it. Now what I did, I threw that loop on a hold, so that loop's gonna continue to loop. Now I'm gonna bring his vocals in.
It goes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the party about to pop then. Rockefeller, it's your boy, yes, that. I ain't never been in jail. I ain't never pay a nigga to do no dirt for me. I was scared to do myself. I will never tell, even if it means sitting in a cell. I ain't never ran, never will. I ain't never been smacked. The nigga better keep his hands to.
That's crazy. That's real crazy. But, you know, just that simple. I can take another one of these samples. That's another loop. Here we go. We're going to use that one. It goes
1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the party about to pop then. Rockefeller, it's your boy, yes, that. I ain't never been in jail. I ain't never pay a nigga to do no dirt for me. I was scared to do myself. I will never tell, even if it means sitting in a cell. I ain't never ran, never will. I ain't never been smacked. The nigga better keep his hands to himself. Or get clapped for what's under that man's belt. I never ask for nothing, I don't demand it myself. Honesty, loyalty, friends, and then wealth.
You get it? Let me do it again. Hold up. What else I got?
Young, it goes one.
Let's see what else I got in here. I'll take y'all through what I did with this one. Like, I was playing around at first, but let's solo some of this stuff out. Matter of fact, I'm sure you how I start off. Usually I just quick set. I do 4 bars, 2 bars, but literally I just had 2 bars selected. I started with pretty much maybe 3 because that's where I had the drums at. So, you know, just lay the drums down first. Alright, now, people ask me like, you know, where you get your sounds from, all that stuff. I'm like, I get them from everywhere, you know. And like, honestly, when I did this, when I started playing around with that whole sample, I was like, I came in the house, long day at work yesterday, and I was playing around with it. It was just like, I had no inspiration to do anything new. So, you know, when I ain't got no inspiration, I start going through the amount of CDs I got. Like, I don't know, I pulled it up off of one of them sample CDs. Can't remember which one it was. It probably was like, matter of fact, there go the joint that it was on. One of them, I don't know, what is this? Pro sample CDs. You know, the ones that, you know, they alright, but you only find like 1 or 2 things on that you like. You spend like $1 million on them, you know. Anyway. What I did, I grabbed some drums off of it. So, like, matter of fact, I think I still got them on the pad. If I can find them. Matter of fact, here they go. That magical auto chop. That's what you do. You chop it up, assign it to a MIDI patch. And I usually don't take them the same way they come off the CD. I usually put like I usually use the SMT and then put my own drums in there to give it like a more generic sound. But that's how they came off the CD, which was cool, whatever they did. But I ain't one for just using loops clean, like, you know. That ain't me. Sometimes I do it when I'm bored or when I don't feel like being real creative. But that was them drums. And then what I did, I sample mixtable them, added, you know, different drums to it. I just changed the way it sounded totally. The only thing I left normal was the snare. Next thing I had was my hats, you know. And I mean, that's these 2 right here playing, you know. Alright. And then I had my sample. After I did the drums, I figured, I'm like, okay, well, I got a sample here. And I mean, what I did, I copied and pasted the, you know, copy and paste that drum pattern over and over again. But I had a sample that was, you know, going for 8 bars. So, that's what I did. So, first I just did the drums. Y'all get it. You know, you loop that around. So, you know, that's when I got to that point, and you see where this comes in at. It's not exactly directly on, because I don't have the Jay-Z vocals. I don't have them on the, you know, I don't have them on well, I got them on the audio phrase, but I don't have the BPM sync on. So it's not like I just dropped it in and sync, you know. I let it stay at the original tempo, and I just hit the pad when I wanted the trigger to come in. You know, that's what you gotta do. You know, it's like, you just gotta do it that way. You know, it ain't like it was exactly. And like, you start rhyming before the first kick come in, really. So, you know, you gotta be creative. Or you can change it up or whatever you want to do. So, I'll let y'all hear how that sound. I ain't gonna go back to the beginning, but I'm gonna play from that point when his vocals come in.
It goes.
My bad. Let me take the loop off.
It goes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the party about to pop in. Rockefeller, it's your boy, yes, Scott, and I ain't never been in jail. I ain't never pay a nigga to do no dirt for me. I was scared to do myself. I will never tell, even if it means sitting in a cell. I ain't never ran, never will.
Alright, and then once I did that, you know, I looped it a million times, and then let it, you know, he rhyme on tempo, so you know, it pretty much was straight from there. But after I heard it a couple times, I was like, damn, I want to add another kick and a snare, so I let y'all hear that other kick and a snare by itself. Pretty much, let me solo that out. It's the pink one or whatever that is. The funny color one is up here, but that's what I added when he started rhyming. Alright, and that's on top of the other kick getting the snare that I already put in there. So, you know, this is how it sounded when he come on.
It goes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the party about to pop in. Rockefeller, it's your boy, yes, Scott, and I ain't never been in jail. I ain't never pay a nigga to do no dirt for me. I was scared to do myself. I will never tell, even if it means sitting in a cell. I ain't never ran, never will. I ain't never been smacked. A nigga better keep his hands to himself and get clapped for what's under that man's belt.
So, you know, that was how I did that. And y'all could pretty much follow me. I gave y'all the basics of how it's done. Now let's get into some sampling and stuff like that. Let me adjust this camera so I can show y'all what I'm doing. Sucks me in your own camera, man. Really?
Fresher than whole, riddle me that. The rest of y'all know where I'm lyrically at. Can't none of y'all mirror me back. Yeah, hear me rap, it's like Angie rapping his prime. I'm young H.O., rap's Grateful Dead. Back to take over the globe, now break bread. I'm in Boeing Jets, Slow Express. Out the country, but the blueberries still connect. On the low, but the yacht got a triple deck. But when you young, what the fuck you expect? Yep. Grand opening, grand closing. Goddamn your manhole, crack the can open again. Who you gonna find open in him with no pen? Just draw off inspiration. Who you gonna see you can't replace him with cheap imitations for these generations? I got an encore, do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn Balls. So for one last time, I need y'all to roll. What the hell are you waiting for? What you made me do, look what I made for you. Knew if I paid my dues, how will they pay you? When you first come in the game, they try to play you. Then you drop a couple of hits, look how they wave to you. From RC to Madison Square, to the only thing that matters in just a matter of years. As fate would have it, J status appears to be at an all-time high. Perfect time to say goodbye. When I come back like Jordan, wearing the 4-5, it ain't to play games with you, it's to aim at you, probably name you. If I owe you, I'm blowing you to smithereens. Cocksucker, take one for your team, and I need you to remember one thing. I came, I saw, I conquer. The record sale, sold out concert. So motherfucker, if you want this encore, I need you to scream till your lungs get sore.
It's star time. This man is mean. He's killing all y'all jazz turkeys. Do y'all want more of the Jigga Man? Well, if y'all want more of the Jigga